Hello, friends and neighbors. It's September 26th, and my girlfriend got me adhesive ducks for our 6-month anniversary. Which is something that you will only understand if you watch The Big Bang Theory. Mm-hmm. So, since today was kind of a busy day for both of us, I thought I'd just do a crappy eyesight video of us just being cutesy for our 6-month anniversary. So if that's not something that's at all interesting to you, then you can, just kind of scurry off somewhere else on the YouTubes and do that. But if you want to stick around, then here we are.
Yeah, we're right here.
So what do you want to talk about?
I have absolutely no idea.
Okay.
This is your thing.
Okay. So yesterday, actually no, today. Is it today? Jesse's last video was a review of my book, Last Places. It might have been yesterday's. But it was today's. Okay. Today's video from Coded Lock Films is a review of my book, Last Places, which I will link, if I can remember what the link is, in the description. And he also posted something on my Facebook page, which is a page on TV tropes that someone has written, which is apparently devoted to all the tropes that I used in Last Places. I will also link that in the video description. And I checked, and 11 people have bought my book, so presumably it's one of you. So if one of you wants to fess up and tell me that you wrote that page on TV tropes, let me know. I'm very interested to know who actually wrote that. So we should tell them the story of how we met.
How we met?
Yeah, how we met and got to be friends and that whole history.
Oh, sure.
Okay, you start.
Me start?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we met. We both belong to a church group here on campus called UMSO.
United Methodist Student Organization.
Mm-hmm. And I was on the leadership team, and he was coming back for grad school. I'd already been in school for 1 year, and he was coming back my sophomore year. And he was joining back up on the leadership team because he started off on there. And then you can tell the next part.
Okay, so we both went on this retreat that we've been trying to do every year. We went on this fall retreat. Mm-hmm. And at that point, I knew who she was, and she knew who I was, but we didn't really know each other that well.
We didn't talk much.
So the curriculum for this particular retreat was kind of this graphic novel-y type thing.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah, the graphic novel.
Of the Bible.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
And part of this graphic novel featured a couple of gophers. Mm-hmm. Who would occasionally make snarky comments on what was going on in the background. And so the pastor, Becky, decided, I think just because we happened to be sitting next to each other.
Yeah, we just happened to sit next to each other.
She just pointed to us and said, okay, you two are going to be the gophers. Mm-hmm. Not thinking anything of it, because we didn't know each other at this point. Yeah. So with no pre-planning, with no kind of nothing,
yeah,
really.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing. We both decided we were going to do voices for these gophers.
Of course, you had to.
Yeah, and once we realized that we had both come to the same conclusion, we realized we were going to be pretty good friends.
Yeah.
And then about 14 months later, I asked you out.
You totally skipped over a huge part of the story. Nice try. That was a really good try of skipping over the whole part where you were in denial of liking me for a couple months.
I was going to get to that.
Okay.
The 14 months was the introduction.
The introduction. Oh, okay, so then go ahead and...
Yeah. Well, there's also the part where you stalked me on YouTube for a while. And Facebook.
No, I told you, the next day. No, it was really late at night. I didn't want to do homework. I was Facebook stalking him, and I remembered that in a leadership meeting, he mentioned that he made videos on YouTube. Well, this one here links his YouTube account on his Facebook. So I'm like, oh, right, he makes videos, and it's late. I'm bored. I don't want to do homework. So I click on that. I start watching these videos. I'm like, hey, these are really cool. He's really good at this. What was it, the next day or two, we're sitting at the UMSO table in the union together, just eating lunch, because of the organization, we have to sit at a table where we try to recruit people here and there.
We don't like it.
Yeah, we don't like it. Or at least we don't like it. And so I turn to him and I say, your videos are really good on YouTube. And the look on his face was pretty good.
Then, yeah, I was honestly in, pretty much denial. Because I didn't want a girlfriend. I didn't want to be in a relationship. No. I'd been in a few, and they didn't end badly, but they ended. So obviously something was not happening there. So I didn't want to go through that again. I had enough, on my plate with grad school and everything, and so I tried really, really hard to deny that I even liked this girl. And there came a point when I couldn't do that anymore.
You're still skipping the whole.
Fine, you tell the part that I'm skipping. looks like Anakin Skywalker is staring at us.
That's because you're not telling
angrily.
the whole story. That's why.
I'm upsetting Anakin. During spring break, a mutual friend of ours, Lauren, decided she wanted to go camping in March, which is his own story. But we went camping, and at a certain point during the trip, I started holding her hand.
It was so funny because we're sitting at the campsite, and I just kind of like go like that at him because he said some sort of snarky remark like he does. And the next thing I know, he's holding my hand. And the thought that goes through my head is, he's holding my hand. I didn't grab his hand. He grabbed my hand. And my mind is just having a really hard time computing the fact that he actually is holding my hand. Like, if you've ever seen Despicable Me, and you know the Minions, and the one just goes, "What?" That exactly was what went through my head when you held my hand.
So, and then finally, one evening in March, I was over at her place because she made me dinner, and we decided to watch Sandlot, which is one of our favorite movies.
Right.
And I had my arm around her during the movie.
Yeah, he sits down and I kind of look at him like, "What you gonna do?" And he folds his arm out. I'm like, "Okay." So he has his arm around me for the entire movie, and then at the end of it, I turn to him and I'm like, "So, do you want to tell me something?" And that's when you turn and you say to me,
"I really like you."
But he's a lot more adorable than that. Probably, it was one of the cutest things he ever said. He just turns to me and says, "I really like you." And I'm like, "I know, I really like you too." And I'm like, "Well, what do you want to do?" And he's like, "I just don't know. I've got grad school, and I don't know if I'll be any good at this." And I'm just like, you know, we really like each other. And then your response is, "Well, how about we take it slow?" And I say, "Well, what am I supposed to tell everybody that means?" Because, see, nobody comes up to him and asks him what's going on between us. They all come up to me.
I have no control over that.
And
I have
ask
no
what's
idea
going on between us. And I'm always left saying,
about.
"I don't know what's going on."
I have no idea what that's about.
So then, I give him what am I supposed to tell people? And he says, "Well, then tell them we're dating." And then my response is, "I can't tell them we're dating. You haven't asked me out." To which he replies,
"You want to go out?"
That really is a conversation that happened.
It's really. She's not exaggerating. Or,
I'm not exaggerating one bit.
Changing anything for humorous purposes.
Yeah.
That really is what went down.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it wasn't too disgustingly mushy for you or anything. And tomorrow I will be back to regular, ordinary vlogging. But I wanted to have this day on our 6-month anniversary to just share with my girlfriend. So thank you all, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care.
Bye, guys.